There's a story, South Africa. There are two men that have shaken South Africa in the history of the 90s to the 20s. Whether you believe it or not. The first was a missionary called John.G.Lake, and the second is Pastor Chris. No two men dead or alive have shaken South Africa. That a Nigerian would gather 100,000 people in South Africa. That the government became concerned. It was not on the platform of good English, it was power. John.G.Lake in 1910, there was a pandemic. It was called bubonic. A bubonic pandemic. It was contagious. That was a pandemic like coronavirus. In South Africa, when people die, nobody could pick them to bury. So the government was saying, if you can put on hand gloves and have the mind to go and carry those who are dead, we'll pay you money. People say no, even with hand gloves we don't want, because we have heard that when you perceive it around the person, you contact it. So there were cops everywhere. John.G.Lake was a missionary. He said, don't give me money, I will carry them. And they began to carry people that were dead. And all the medical doctors were concerned for him. They said, what is wrong with this man? What is happening to him? They said, what is your protection? He said to them, so long I keep my contact with the spirit. He said, the spirit of life in Christ Jesus flows into my soul and my body is energized. If any germ enters, the spirit will kill it. And the doctor said, all this your plenty grammar is too much. And he said to the doctor, let's do an experiment. The doctor went to one of the cops and he took out the blood and took it under a microscope, and they saw living germs that were walking. And John.G.Lake said, put it on my hand. They drew it and put it on his hand, and they went through the microscope. All the germs were dead. I owe my generation. I'm a debtor. I must pay my debt before Christ comes. There is something I owe my generation.